Hello everyone, my name is Dmitry and today I decided to release a video on a very unusual topic related to me. You asked for this in the comments under past videos and I would like to tell you something about myself and replenish the channel with personal content. So today we will talk about Kazakhstan, the country in which I have been living for 18 years. If you are interested, you can subscribe. Thank you. So, Kazakhstan. What kind of country is it anyway? Firstly, some people don't even know that Kazakhstan exists and I have a real confirmation of that. Once in Discord I talked with representatives of the Polish nation and during the conversation they asked where I was from, to which I replied from Kazakhstan. At first they didn't understand and started asking me, is it related to Korea? But as soon as I mentioned that Kazakhstan borders Russia, they immediately started laughing and shooting into microphones, "The Soviet Union, Stalin!" In fact, the rest of the conversation was fun, but I already realized that almost no one knows anything about Kazakhstan. Such an example is not an isolated one, and when communicating with foreigners, regularly have to hear that Kazakhstan is the homeland of Borat, or Russia, or even Korea. Other people, on the contrary, think that they know something about Kazakhstan because they have seen Kazakhs or traveled there.
Very nice.
That's actually very nice.
Very nice.
The horizons are limited by tourist places and nature, but unfortunately reality looks different, and in this video I just want to tell you about the real Kazakhstan.
Come with me if you want to lift.
For many years, Kazakhstan has been a dictatorial country led by President Nursultan Nazarbayev. The whole problem was that at first he was a hero of independent Kazakhstan and a great figure who made a significant contribution to the formation of Kazakhstan as a sovereign state. However, unfortunately, he did not calm down and instead of quitting the game in time and remaining in history as a good person, like Lech Walesa for example, he decides to stay and rule for 28 years. So, instead of strengthening democratic institutions and a market economy, an authoritarian government has been established in Kazakhstan that steals the money of ordinary citizens. As a result, instead of improving the welfare of the population, money from oil sales goes into the pockets of Nazarbayev's family, officials and the police. Yes, I said police because it is one of the main tools to keep power in their hands. The fact is that the inflation of the national currency tenge was constantly increasing and prices were rising, but at the same time wages, working conditions did not grow, social infrastructure did not improve. As a result, people staged protests and the authorities dispersed them at the expense of the police. Those human rights were often violated in Kazakhstan, many worked for a penny. Now it's 2023, a new government, new goals, but even a few years after Nazarbayev's departure, little has changed in the country. The current president Kasym-Jomart Tokayev in 2019 was appointed a kind of successor of the last dictator. First, Tokayev renamed the capital Astana to Nur-Sultan, then monuments were erected to Nazarbayev and streets were named after him. In my opinion and the opinion of the majority of the people, it was simply outrageous. The government expanded its power every year, and in the end it resulted in a huge crisis, which in Kazakhstan is called Bloody January. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of people across Kazakhstan railed against the increase in gas prices, but soon the demands expanded and the people wanted complete Dezonarbovization. At first it seemed that the demands of the people were met, and Tokayev dismissed the government. But as soon as he saw that it was not only the government, but also himself, he turned to the CSTO, and as a result everyone was dispersed under the pretext of fighting terrorism. If you write in the comments, I will definitely shoot a detailed video review of Bloody January. After such a large-scale outburst of popular emotions, Tokayev really thought about holding a Dezonarbovization, so 6 months later he announced the project New Kazakhstan, the Second Republic. The name sounds very inspiring, all in the spirit of the French Revolution, equality and freedom. The New Kazakhstan project was aimed at providing people with protection of their rights, interests, freedom of speech, and the fight against corruption. But it has been almost a year since the start of this project, and as attentive witness I do not observe any changes in practice. Yes, the authorities began to steal money more cautiously, the police calmed down a little, but nevertheless everything is still very bad in the country. People still go to rallies, in winter they turn off heating and hot water because all the equipment is Soviet. And the most important thing is that we are trying to establish relations with the United States and Europe, but at the same time we supply to Russia all the goods that cannot be supplied to it, and thus we directly help them circumvent sanctions. It's just terrible. Also, I haven't even said a word about our army yet, which is like another universe altogether. I will have a separate video about the army. In this one I just wanted to tell you what Kazakhstan really is with its corruption, freedom on paper, and Nazarbayev who has not yet been imprisoned. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please write what you think about this situation in the comments.